years. So we're now in our Iraq area. Nothing's happened. We're stopped in our Bradley formation, and then the tanks are with us because we reconnaissance for the tanks. So we were just chilling one day, and all of a sudden we started getting mortared. And then there's Redcon 1, which means let's go. Packed up our stuff, and we were driving and came across this airfield, and it started engaging, and the war started. I wasn't completely scared or nervous, but it was just like, you got to accept it. I mean, I can't run away. Colin Noble. Grew up playing sports, school, all that good stuff. Dropped out of school, got my GED.
And you grew up all over.
Yeah.
Because your dad was
a mechanical engineer and moved to nuclear sites, power plants and stuff like that. And you know, things got crazy, and then we just moved and to different states, and New Mexico, lived in New Mexico. That was actually fun. We'd go skiing up in Colorado. That's where I learned to ski.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you know, childhood and everything, teenage years, and then got my GED and joined the Army in 89, 90.
And you told the story, was it your aunt that said something to you?
Yeah, my aunt was like, why don't you join the Army? Because I didn't know what I was doing, working at a toy store in the mall. And she's like, I mean, I was, you know, nothing. And I was 19 years old. And so she's like, why don't you join the Army? So I joined the Army.
Just a light went on and said, hey, why not?
Yeah, screw it, why not? And I went to the recruiter, and sitting there watching the videos, talking to the recruiter, and saw the one about reconnaissance scouts, you know, the Bradley, and watching this video, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. And he's like, are you married? I'm like, no. He's like, okay, because you're going to be in the field a lot. Being in the field, being out in the woods working. I'm like, cool, all right. So went to Fort Knox, basic training. That's where the
from the time you signed up to time you ended up in Fort Knox, how long was that? Was it fast?
It was about a month.
Okay.
A couple months.
Yeah.
Because you sign the initial paperwork, and then you got to wait for it to process.
Okay.
And then.
Were you excited to go?
Yeah.
You were gung-ho about that.
Yeah. Let's join the Army.
Okay.
I was a little bit scared, but you know, I mean.
And you told me earlier that you weren't watching the news.
Yeah. Didn't watch the news, didn't know what was going on. And then the next thing you know, we're out in the field training. And then we got called off the field to start packing. This was August. And September, we were deploying to Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. Not Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. And Desert Storm starts. 6 months, whatever, 4 months later, January 01. Yeah.
So you're like, I'm from that same era. I'm a little bit older than you, but you're like, there's no war to happen. I mean, right? You're growing up. There's nothing happening going on. And
war? What are you talking about? We were just busy living.
Yeah.
Partying and stuff, going to Mexico and
yeah,
hanging out. Next thing you know, we're packing up our stuff. And
go back a little bit. Tell me about basic. How was that? Your drill sergeant, and what happened there?
Well, day one, I got punched in the chest.
What's that story?
Well, we were in formation. We marched to our barracks and stopped us in formation. All the new guys, we're all new. And this one big drill sergeant comes up to me. I can't remember exactly why. either I wasn't standing at attention or parade or whatever. But I got my ruck on and everything, got all my stuff, and he just comes up and it's like, right in the chest. I'm like, so that was day one. So now I'm like, well, here we go.
How did you do with all the physical stuff? I bet that was enjoyable for you, being athletic, or no?
Yeah, I was good at PT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, I never scored a 300, a 299. I missed it by one sit-up.
Wow.
300 is the top.
Yeah.
But I was always, high twos, and I was a runner and ran 10 miles in Kuwait in 03. So I was all athletic. I was a professional athlete for the past 20 years. When you're in the Army, you have to do physical training, which would mean that you're a professional athlete because you're always working out and stuff. So yeah, I worked out for my whole life.
Okay, so you finished basic. Then what happened?
First basic?
Yep.
So finished basic, moved to Fort Bliss.
Which is what state, Santa?
That's Texas.
Okay.
And that's when we went to Saudi Arabia. So yeah, I got there in May, and then like September, October, we were in Saudi Arabia, living in tents.
Yeah, what was that like?
Out in the desert. It was cool because you're with your bros, Burning poop wasn't fun though.
Or were you in charge of doing that?
I was a private. I had to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what when you live in the field, you're living in the field, and you make best of what you can do. And
yeah.
So at
that point, when you're over there, are they giving you much instruction on what's going to happen, or is it just kind of you're just on a need to know?
Need to know, because they're knowing. You just do what you're told. Burn shit, clean this, PMCS the vehicle, clean the vehicle, load it with ammunition, do all that stuff. And then day comes when they say, it's time to go.
And how were you feeling about that? Were you ready? Were you kind of jacked up about that? Were you nervous about that?
A little bit. I wasn't completely scared or nervous, but it was just like, if you got to accept it. I mean, I can't do anything.
Right.
I can't run away.
Right.
So yeah, he got in the vehicles and rode out. And
were you in the back, in the front? Were you driving, or were you in the back?
I drove at night and loaded during the day.
Yeah.
And but yeah, we were just driving up, crossing the borders. So we're now in our Iraq area. Nothing's happened, and we're stopped in our Bradley formation.
Like, how many Bradleys would be there?
What did we have? We had like 8, maybe. Something like that.
Yeah.
A platoon. First platoon. And then the tanks are with us because we reconnaissance for the tanks.
Okay.
So we were in front and the tanks are behind us. And so we were just chilling one day, and all of a sudden we started getting mortared. And then there's Redcon 1, which means let's go.
Okay.
Packed up our stuff.
This is daytime or night?
This is day.
Okay.
And and we packed everything up. Redcon 1 is like, move your butt, let's go.
Huh. Yeah.
We're going in.
Yeah.
It started. And and we were driving and came across this airfield, and it started engaging, and the war started.
And were you in the back loading at this point?
Yeah. I loaded about 750 rounds that we went through, and 2 tow missiles.
Wow.
You know what a tow missile is?
Mm-mm.
It's a big, large missile.
Was that mounted on your vehicle or no?
The launcher is.
Okay.
Turns up from the turret.
Okay.
But all the rounds were in the back. So I'm sitting in the explosive area
with all the
and
ammo.
I'm thinking, if this gets hit, you know, because we were engaging, we got engaged, and yeah, it was.
Are you just kind of focused, just unloading? Is that keeping you?
That's my
all
job.
Your attention
when those rounds are going off.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, we're gonna run out of ammo, so I better get stuff ready. So I started unpacking all the rounds, the 25 mics.
How loud is it inside there?
It's not loud. You got
hear protection on.
Yeah. And
we're talking. You're hearing communications.
Yeah, we're communicating.
Like, what are people saying at that point?
We're just going through the process of shooting and everything.
This is where all the training kicks in.
Yeah. You know, they're talking to you. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, we're good. And yeah.
And how long did that last? That's that little round.
That was a day. And then we passed through the airport area and found a doggone crevice area, canyon area where they dig stuff up and everything like that. We found that. Found some dudes, took them prisoner.
Were they resistant or no? Had they given up?
Oh, they had nothing to do. And Bradley showed right up on their truck, and it was too late. And
yeah.
And so I did that.
Was that exhilarating for you?
Yeah. Looking back on it now, it's just like, what the hell happened? How did we survive? I think that's the worst thing or the best thing about being a veteran. Looking back, reflecting on what you've done and knowing you lived compared to other people that didn't. And that's, you're like, thank God. Whoever else, somebody.
It's kind of the ultimate lottery.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of money, you're just your life.
I played lottery and I never win. So what the hell?
Yeah.
So, but then, yeah, we,
did guys get hurt in your thing on that first firefight?
Yeah,
situation?
we were on a patrol heading north, and my buddy in the next Bradley, this was at night, and hit a canyon and flipped the Bradley over and landed on its roof. And we're like, oh shit. And but they all survived. They got hurt, but they all survived. But those were my first buddies that were out, so they're gone. And we just kept going and made it up to Basra area. Basra's south.
Yeah.
And just hung out there for a while until it was over. And I mean, we were cleaning up stuff, blowing up Iraqi stuff.
Did you? A lot of guys, right? A lot of Iraqi soldiers gave up, waved the white flag. Did you see a lot of that or no?
Mm-hmm. It was more down in Kuwait, in north of Kuwait.
Yeah. Because
if you look at the history of the formation that went into Iraq, it was all those units, and they're spanned out like this.
Yeah.
And we were like here, and here's Kuwait down here, and we're like up in here. So everybody moved into Iraq, kill everyone off and get them out of
Kuwait.
Yeah. And So yeah, it was a trip. It was a ride.
Tell me the story. You're sleeping when you heard the sound and they said that there was a chemical attack and you were scrambling.
Oh, being naked in the sleeping bag.
Yeah, give me that story.
Sleeping outside. Yeah, I was in the sleeping bag. It was cold. That was the coldest Iraq temperature in like forever. And it shows up when we get there. So I'm sleeping naked in my sleeping bag out on my cot. And then an explosion, a loud boom goes off. And I drove for the lieutenant. And everybody else, they're like, gas, gas. And so I get up, I go running and grab my NBC gear and looking for this, putting my mask on, can't find my gloves and looking for this and getting this and freaking out. We're going to get gassed. We're going to die. No, we have our masks on. We're good. And all this stuff. And then false alarm. It was a sonic boom from a jet. So there's another traumatic experience that, survived. But the thought of, shit, we're getting gassed. It's crazy.
Okay, back up one more thing. I want you to describe for somebody who drove one and loaded one, what is the Bradley? How big is it? What does it hold? And describe it as a vehicle and how was it to drive?
Just small tank and it's a turret, small turret, fires 25 mic, 25 millimeter round. And so you got a driver in the front, and in the back it holds all the ammo and gear, and it can seat up to a bunch. It depends on which kind of unit you're in.
Yeah.
You can seat a whole bunch of dudes back there. Us being reconnaissance, we only had 4 dudes in the Bradley. So you got 2 up top in the turret, the commander and the gunner, and the driver and the loader. So it's kind of comfortable. It's not, the driving part is easy. You have to look through periscopes, or at night you're looking through the green night vision. So you're just looking at a green screen, a green circle.
Fun to drive?
Yeah. I think my funniest experience, my first experience before we left for Desert Storm in El Paso, Fort Bliss, and we were training in the field, and this is my first time driving. And we're driving down the road, and to our right and left are dunes, because this is the desert.
Right.
And we were doing an assault, an attack or whatever. We're training, and the commander's like, take a left. And I look out the periscope, and I'm like, there's a big dune right there. I don't care. Take a left. And I jumped this dune. Poof. Wham! I was like, yeah. Like, hell yeah. So that was fun. That was, when you go through the training, man, you get to.
That must be a rush, honestly.
Yeah. It feel badass.
Did you ever go up in the turret, or was that somebody else?
I didn't shoot or anything, but I've been to the turret. You had a door that separated the turret from the loaders, the back area. And you could poke your head in there, and it opened big enough for them to get out, And
you're in communication, if you're loading, you're in communication with the gunner.
I couldn't speak. I didn't have the.
You're just listening.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
And you need to be on call.
Yeah.
You're just making sure stuff's ready to go.
I didn't have, my equipment wasn't up to date. Like the driver, when you drove, you had a microphone and you could speak.
Yeah.
I just sat back there by myself, waiting. Unload some ammo. Here, let me do something. Look out the periscope. What's going on? What do I see? Nothing.
Okay, that first round in Iraq, what's the funniest thing that happened, you think, over there?
There are a lot of days just hanging out with the dudes. Hanging out with the guys in the tents and everything like that. and it was fun. Yeah.
What was the worst thing or the most horrific thing that happened first round you were over there?
The whole time.
Yeah. Well, the first time.
Looking back on it, I mean, I didn't see anyone get shot or killed. Nothing blew up. We blew up stuff, but it was kind of easy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously it's scary because you're like, where the hell am I? I'm in Iraq shooting stuff in a tank. I'm in the Army, but I got my buddies. So, I mean, if it wasn't for your buddies, I mean, that's where it.
And this was kind of a makeup for Vietnam. Don't you feel like that? It was kind of the way it was approached. It was just, they threw everything in the kitchen sink at Iraq. They came, they did it, and then you guys left.
Yeah, you've done research. You've seen the old stuff, the research on it. Desert Storm was massive.
Yeah,
Massive.
It was a big buildup.
Yep.
They got all those weapons, all those men, all that equipment.
Schwarzkopf.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So what was it like coming home after that?
Well, once we got to an area where it stopped, like, okay, it's over. All right, pack up, we're going to go. So we go to our staging area to pack up and go. This was kind of funny, actually. This was another blessing.
Yeah.
And so me and my buddy were the lowest rank. So we're packing stuff up. So we have to put the vehicles on ships, and the ships go take them home.
Yeah.
But they needed a soldier to help loading equipment and staying with the equipment on the ship. And so you're going to take a ship home, which is going to be weeks. And platoon sergeant's like, all right, you two guys, which one of you is going? I ain't going. All right, we're going to do this. Pick a number between 1 and 20. Go around behind the Bradley and write it down in the sand what your number is. Come back. All right, Sergeant. And he's like, the number is 17. And he walks behind the Bradley, and I wrote number 17. So I got it right. So I don't have to go because I didn't get it wrong. You know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. So we all went home.
That other poor schmuck had to ride that ship home.
Yep.
Oh, man.
He was a good buddy, too. He was a good friend. But then, we pack everything up, and that was a lot of work. And then, flew.
So
home.
war seemed kind of easy on that one,
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah. That was a good, it wasn't no Vietnam or World War II.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or Korea. Or Civil War. But, yeah, that was you remember, I mean, it was quite exhilarating. We got home, had a celebration, getting off the airplane, people everywhere. My dad showed up. I had a girlfriend at the time, she showed up. And we got home and celebrated, and big old festivities. And as soon as I got off the plane and got inside the hangar area with everybody, first thing they did, gave us a beer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The good old days. Excuse. And and then we were here, and then went on leave a little bit, and then came back to our unit. You get 3 days leave, and you go back to the unit, and you start unpacking and cleaning stuff up.
Yeah.
And that's when they had a parade. So we had a big parade down in El Paso, around the Fort Bliss area.
Yeah.
And that was during, what's his doggone name now? That song. Proud to be
Oh,
an American.
was that when that came out?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
when
wow.
that came out. And it was exhilarating, being that what we just been through and everybody's, and I think that's the other thing about being in the military and being successful, living through a war and stuff and being recognized and things like that. It makes you feel proud for what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was 91?
Yeah.
91. Okay, and then what did you do?
Then I went to Germany and was a scout still, but not on Bradley's, dismount.
Yeah.
And Humvees, and that was
Awesome.
beer and babes. Training, partying, living. That was the celebration of being in Iraq 6 months ago. Now I'm in Germany,
Yeah.
of all places.
And how long were you over there?
2 years.
Okay.
And then in 94, I was like, screw this, I'm out. I'm done.
You kind of had enough.
Yeah. Because I, missed family and things like that.
Yeah.
What I've been through, and it's like, this is getting a little much. I did my time.
You had no intention of being full-time your whole life in military at that
Not
point.
then, no.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Came back to Texas.
got out, came back to Texas. Yeah. Lived in Austin and
Yeah.
worked doing stuff, whatever I could to survive. For the Ford 2000 is what, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then 9/11 happened.
And where were you working at 9/11 when 9/11 happened?
I was building gyms,
Okay.
and I got injured.
Tell me that story. You were watching TV or something? What was that story?
Yeah, I was living with my sister because I was trying to get by. What do I do now? I just get out of the Army, and I've been out of the Army. I did, and my sister was my best friend also in high school and everything. I was her protector.
Yeah.
So I was living with her
Yeah.
because she offered and stuff. And so it was what, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. And I was just waking up, and she comes in the room and says, you need to turn on the TV and watch what's happening. And I saw the first plane strike. I'm like, oh man, well, everybody did. A plane just hit the tower. Oh, wow, dang it. That's crazy. And then the second one. Yep. And I'm like, I started something. We're going to war. I'm like, well, I'm going back in. Might as well go to another war. I already been through one. Might as well make it another one.
Right that same day.
No, I had to wait till I healed. And
But I
then-
mean, you knew that day.
Yeah.
You just internally said, oh, well,
Yep.
this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. Once I healed my arm, and yeah, went to the recruiter, started all over. And being out for so long, I have to go through basic training again.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to do basic training twice.
And they sent you back.
Yep, to Fort Knox. Same place I was at.
Only this time you're 29? 30?
Yeah, I was about 30, something, 31.
And how did they treat you being the older dude?
It wasn't like disrespect or anything. The Army had changed by now. 90 basic training, getting punched in the chest was like the standard of the military. It was rough. So people are like, I join the military and get beat up or whatever. So when you go back in, it's a lot nicer, a lot less.
It had changed in those 10 years.
Yeah. So it changed, and
You told me the story. You wore that patch tell me that story.
oh yeah. So I'm in basic training, and I'm like, I'm a combat soldier. I get a combat patch. So I put the combat patch on for 3rd ACR, 3rd Armored Cavalry Regiment. And I'm in formation one day, and towards the end and everything, and the commander comes out there, and he's like hanging out inspecting the troops, and he sees my name, Noble, and he's like, Noble? Is that you? And he was my buddy. He was an NCO in Desert Storm, but he went to officer school and became an officer, a captain. So now he's a captain. So I'm back in the Army going through basic training as an E3, a private. And he's like, I got you. And I get promoted to specialist, which is E4, which in the low ranks is better than E1.
Right, right.
So that was cool. And then, I get to my unit, went to Fort Stewart, Georgia. And,
because what were you going to do this round?
oh yeah, I changed my MOS because I'm like, screw that Bradley stuff. I'm not riding in the back of the death machine, of the kill shot,
Yeah.
sitting target type thing. And so I go into a small arms artillery tank repair. So I learned how to repair all the stuff that I was on.
Did you enjoy that training?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I learned that, because then I knew I wasn't going to be in the field all the time. I wasn't going to be in a Bradley sitting in the motor pool all day doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
So it was easy. I had the thought of like, I want it easier now.
Yeah.
And but it was to an extent, I mean, still did everything, but yeah.
Okay, so tell me about shipping out. What was that? What was the first when you went to Saudi Arabia? Where did you fly into the second time you went over to Iraq?
Kuwait.
Kuwait. Okay.
Because now Kuwait's free.
Yeah.
Iraq is done.
Yeah.
And so we get to Doha in Kuwait.
Did the whole vibe seem different than the first time you went over?
Yeah. It's like we owned that place.
Okay.
So it wasn't like, man, we're living it out in the desert. We're living in rooms and stuff, and so they built camps, Fort Pennsylvania, Camp New York.
These are all in Kuwait.
Yeah, Kuwait, up close to the border of Iraq. And so yeah, we lived there, and then that day came when it's like, let's go. Cross the berm. I forget, it was a March or something. God, it's been so.
And you were in a Humvee this time.
Yep.
Is that right? Tell me that story about pulling the doors off and that.
Oh, well, yeah, we're driving up through the desert. Got doors on the truck. We're not engaged in anything right now. There's nothing around.
And describe for somebody who's never been in a Humvee what they're like inside.
They're good sized. I mean, it's like driving a big truck.
But there's not a lot of room once you're in your seat, is there? Because you got that side thing next to you.
There's
that's
enough.
Pretty tall.
You got a little dash where the gear shift is, and.
Were you driving?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were just cruising along, and cruise missiles were flying overhead, and we're just driving along, heading towards Kabbalah. Oh, God.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, it was west of Baghdad.
Okay.
So we're heading up south, heading up the skirt.
Yep.
And got through.
Are you taking enemy fire at this point, or no? You hadn't hit anything yet?
Nothing bad. And we were on the freeway, and we got to this area, and there's civilians everywhere, and they're waving flags, and we're getting out, and we're interacting with them.
Was that surreal?
Yeah. And then you have a dude come up with a dollar bill and rips it in half, and I'm like, oh. That's what you think of America. It's like, okay, let's start getting serious around here. So then we roll out and everything, and then we're like, this is going to get bad, because we got into that area where that flag, the black flag with the Arabic writing, was flying from the buildings over here, and everybody's talking like, all right, let's go get serious.
And was that when the interpreter said, "Oh, we got to get out of here"?
No, that was before that. We haven't made it to Baghdad yet. So we're driving through, and then we get north a little bit more, and I'm like, this is BS, because my buddy in the passenger, he was a saw gunner, and I'm like, dude, you can't shoot through the plastic. It was a plastic door. It wasn't up armored. This is when Humvees weren't up armored yet.
Yeah.
They didn't start doing that. And so we take these doors off so we can shoot out the door, because if I'm driving like this and my weapon's sitting across my lap, can't do this. And
Yeah.
So we take the doors off, and he's like, "Aren't you scared?" I'm like, "No, just accept your death, dude." What are you gonna do? Just do your job. We'll do our jobs, and we'll.
Do you feel like for you that attitude was different than the first time, or was it your first time experience that gave you that attitude?
Yeah, the first time experience. I'm like, been there, done that. Hey, screw it, let's do it again. We want to keep playing this game.
Yeah.
You signed up for it. So, you don't. Is it suicidal tendencies? To join the army during a wartime? Do you want to die? I could die. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to live. I'm going to save my buddy. And I'm going to be a motivator and this and that. And because I told him, I was like, that's into the storm now, you quiet. Yeah, it was. So they would listen to me.
So that had some cachet. That had some weight.
Yeah. Had some leverage.
Yeah.
But I didn't use it like in a disrespectful way.
Right.
But,
right.
They knew.
Yeah.
So.
Were you kind of one of the older guys then that went back?
Yeah. I was just like 33, 34.
Yeah. Okay. So what was the first engagement that you hit when you were in Iraq that time?
I think the biggest thing was when we crossed the bridge, and the bridge was engaged, and we fixed it. The engineers put, the ramps over it and everything. We fixed that, and we went in. And
is this into Baghdad?
Yeah, this is into Baghdad. Now we're like the outskirts of Baghdad.
Yeah.
And there were little villages, and we were driving through the villages and all this stuff. The tanks and Bradleys, the front line troops were already in front of us. So we're back like what? Miles? 2, 3, 4 miles.
Okay.
Maybe something.
So you're saying they let out with the big stuff?
Yeah. Forward. Let's go. Redcon 1. Let's go. Thunder Run.
That was what it was called?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. YouTube it. Thunder Run.
Thunder Run. Okay.
Yeah. And so we're rolling out, and it's funny. We crossed the bridge, and there was this big home, but it was empty because they got all the Iraqis out and everything, because they all left, or I didn't see any dead bodies yet. And we went into this place, and there was still stuff there. And there was this big painting of Saddam Hussein. So I ripped it out. I still have it.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Was that one of his houses, or just a Republican Guard place?
Republican Guard thing.
Yeah.
So.
And were people still kind of, when you traveled, when you were making your way through, were there lots of people on the street with the flags? Was that pretty common?
Yeah, a little bit. Once we started getting into Baghdad, because now the front dudes, they were clearing the way. They're killing.
Yeah.
And so we're support, so we're behind.
Yeah.
So we bringing up the trail, seeing all the stuff blown up and this and that. And So then we get to Baghdad, and that's when the fighting stopped. Really, we had to find a place to live, so we lived at the soccer stadium in downtown Baghdad.
Wow.
And
Just set up tents, and or were you guys living in the facilities there?
Tents and facilities.
Yeah.
They had facilities that the seniors would stay in, and all the admin people and paperwork and all that stuff. But I lived in a tent, and
What was Baghdad like?
it was pretty cool. I mean, and then I was the QRF driver, Quick Reaction Force.
Yeah.
And so I drove for the commander, or the major, the XO. And then my other buddy drove for the commander. So, and we would go out. This commander liked to go out.
Okay.
He's looking for something. He's looking for recognition. How
old was this guy? Is he younger?
40s.
Okay. Did you like him?
Yeah, he was cool.
Okay.
But he was just one of those dudes that are like, we got to go find some action. Let's go find something. Okay. So we'd go out at like night and shit and get shot at. And
when you went out, how many went out with you guys? I mean, how many
we'd have
vehicles
like
went out?
three vehicles.
Okay.
Ish. But we had to breach a house. He wanted to go do that.
Tell me that story.
So we're just driving down, and let's go in here. There's something we could go. And we go in there, and we're coming in. We're assaulting the house, and there are people in there. We're not killing anybody or anything. And I'm like, I'm not freaking doing this. They were just innocent civilians. We look around and stuff, and then we leave. I'm like, what was the point of that? In my head.
Were they freaked out when you guys came in there?
Yeah.
Did you guys bust the door down?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, well, that was stupid. So then we're driving around. And then we got shot at a few times because he just wants to drive around at night looking for something.
You think he was in his brain, he just wants someone to react to him so he can react to that?
Oh, he's looking for recognition and stuff. I guess,
Yeah.
And we got shot at, bullets passing by. We were standing outside, parked on the road, and all of a sudden, get in.
Jeez. Did you see your first body on that situation when you were over there that time?
No, so before we get there was when all the casualties were coming. We were back at the bridge that was destroyed.
Uh-huh.
So we were off side of the bridge a little bit, and we were a little bit further north. So we were
Is that bridge right in the city, or is that getting to the city?
It's way south.
Okay.
Crosses the Euphrates.
Okay.
And then we get past all that, and we set up our facility, our area. This was before all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And that's when we started getting all the bodies and carrying body bags and
of American soldier.
Yeah. So that was my first. That was, yeah. It was a big facility. You're out in the field. You got vehicles everywhere and this, and they set up tents for surgeries and things like that. And we were there, and they started coming in and deuce and half trucks pulling bodies out of Americans and Iraqis. There was a messed up Iraqi. He was still alive. He was just shot and messed up, so they were taking care of him. And then I got in a helicopter and flew him to another hospital. So I did a lot. We did a lot. It was a lot of work for a long time. It wasn't Desert Storm.
Yeah.
It wasn't boom, 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 boom. All right, we're done. This was months.
Kind of hands getting dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then getting into Baghdad and just driving around, like I said, and we drive around during the day. But the good thing that happened from that was we would go do humanitarian stuff because the Iraqis aren't fighting us anymore. It's kind of like they're saying,
Help us out.
we're sorry,
Yeah.
help us out, because of what we did, what the tankers did, what the infantry and all of them did.
Yeah.
But I remember taking we took a giant generator to a girls' school, because you know how women are treated over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we installed a generator for their building so they could have electricity. Went in there and said hi, and they're like, eh.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so we did some good stuff.
Yeah.
Did some good humanitarian stuff.
And was the second time you went to Iraq, was it all in Baghdad for you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then you left, what month did you leave then?
Really?
What time of year did
It
you
was
leave?
like September or something. We got there, and yeah, it's like late September, so we were there for a while.
So when you left, things were kind of under control. Things were they were starting to acquiesce, and it was
cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't scary.
yeah.
I mean, but you're still okay. I'm in Iraq,
Yeah.
and it was cool. That I found a couple motorcycles. Me and my buddy rode motorcycles, because I grew up riding a motorcycle.
Oh, just riding through
Dirt bike.
Baghdad on motorcycles?
M16 strapped on the back seat,
Oh my gosh.
driving around.
That's cool.
And we would drive around all over the place.
Wow. What kind of mics were they?
Street bikes
Wow.
ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. My one friend, he didn't know how to ride a motorcycle, and we were in the camp, and he got on, and we taught him how to. This is what you do. This is how you shift. This is brake. This is this. This is throttle. Okay. Slowly go. And of course he smashes into a wall. Like, you idiot. That was crazy. That was funny.
So you left there, back to Fort Hood?
No, back to Fort Stewart.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, so that was a year, home for a year. So we did OIF 1, Operation Iraqi Freedom
Okay.
1, and then OIF 3, which is 05-ish. So left in 05.
And at this point, you're like, okay, I'm just an Army guy.
Yeah. I was getting there. I was like, because I'm still E4. Then I begged my commander to give me corporal at least, because I had to be in charge of people that are under me.
Yeah.
So I wanted some stripes, because my brain is starting to think, I'll be doing this for a while, try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
So we get up to Iraq. So every
This is 7? 6?
5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
5-ish, yeah. And we were in a forward operating base, because they already had the airport taken.
Yeah.
Everything's there. All of our stuff is there. So we've moved in. We live in Iraq now.
Yeah.
And so that was a good thing. We didn't go out on a lot of patrols. They still did, but not a lot. And, it was cool. I mean, there was a couple times we'd get shot at, you're on guard duty and stuff, and you hear shots, and you're not getting hit.
At the IED and the RPG stuff, had that picked up at this point yet or not yet?
Yeah, this is when the IED stuff started coming.
The insurgency started at this point.
And I had some buddies that got hit. And
you were on the FOB repairing vehicles at this point, or what were you doing?
I was repairing weapons.
Weapons. Okay.
And I would drive sometimes back and forth to Baghdad and back, because we were north of Baghdad. And
Humvees still?
yeah.
Yeah.
But now we have up armored doors.
Yeah.
So now because they started building that. So, but that was fun, being in a convoy and 5 vehicles in front of you, one gets blown up, and you're like, well, at least it wasn't me.
And when that happens, does everybody just step on the gas? What happens when somebody gets
You
hit?
stop, you get out, and you cover, make sure nobody comes.
Yeah.
And then, the medics get everything, and then move on. So,
How often did that happen? Was that pretty common?
yeah, I knew a few dudes that blew up. They didn't all die because they're up on our vehicle.
Yeah.
But they get hurt.
Yeah.
And so.
And when that happens, are you just kind of going, oh, that could have been me? Or you just
Yeah.
It's whatever at this point.
Pull your head out of your ass and pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
How you're driving. That's why you see a bunch of soldiers nowadays, or used to, when coming home. You see a car parked on the side of the road here in America. You switch lanes to get away from it because it could blow up. Because that's what they would do. They'd blow a car up and, oh, here they come. So it's a fear thing, and you just get over it. But you never know.
Yes. Yeah.
You could be driving down 190 and so, but yeah, that was a long year. You do a year was, because now it's a year. It's not, because I only did a few months. Desert Storm in a few months, OAF 1.
But this one now, you're just there for
a year.
haul.
Now it's a year now. And then when we left, this is 05, so 06, 07-ish, get home and back to Fort Stewart. And then I PCS'd, moved. So we got married and everything. So we moved to Fort Lewis, Washington State, and had our baby, and I was there working in the shop fixing weapons and training. So now I got promoted. So I'm getting promoted now, and I'm starting to learn how to get promoted. And
you're understanding the system.
Oh, yeah, I'm figuring it out.
Yeah.
I need more of this. I need this. And so I ended up getting promoted to E6. So in 09, E6, wife, baby, I get orders to Kuwait and go fix guns and Bradleys and supervise contractors on what they're doing.
Just in Kuwait, you didn't go into Iraq at that point.
Nope, just Kuwait.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, it was all right. It was freaking hot though, man. I tell you, 130 degrees.
And that was 06.
Now
right.
we're 09.
Oh no, okay. Okay.
So I had a little bit of break there. So now 09 hits, and I'm going to Kuwait, because Iraq is slowing down now.
Yeah.
The Baghdad stuff.
Yeah.
Remember, they're starting to get. Thank you. Bye. See you later. Leave us alone.
I feel like they had started to shift to Afghanistan at this point. The American military, I feel like.
Well, Afghanistan obviously was going on.
Yeah.
But we still had troops and everything in Baghdad. We opened our embassy and all that stuff on Saddam's palace grounds.
Yeah. Yeah.
I stole 2 rugs from his palace.
You still have those?
I got one. The other one was ripped up and stuff, but I still have one.
That's a good
big throw rugs, you know.
That's a good keepsake, I think.
Mailed it home. So that's 09. Kuwait, easy peasy. Get home, and then where do we go next? Stayed there for a little bit, and then went to Fort Lee, Virginia, where I was going to be an instructor, a classroom instructor on guns.
Yeah.
for E5s, new E5s. They have to learn so they can get promoted.
Yeah.
So I was an instructor there, and that was fun. Some great leadership. But yeah, I didn't end up liking it. It wasn't my deal. And then
is this when you started going, you started learning how things really work?
Yeah.
Describe that for me.
Learn the manuals, find the manuals, the technical manuals, or the FMs, the field manuals and stuff like that, and learn. They have this one manual. I forget what the doggone number is, what it's called. But anyway, it's a list of jobs, MOSs, each MOS can have. So a 19 Delta can do this. A 91 Fox can do this, small arms. And you find the small arms artillery repair. You can also work here, work there, work there. So I'm like, what's this? And my buddies, I found out what it is, and it's special operations. So then they had troops from the special operations community come in and interview anybody, E5s, E6s, because they took E5s. E6s.
So you put in for that.
Yeah.
After you read.
Yeah. Once they came in and everything, and they interview you, and this and that. But my GT score wasn't high enough. You have to have a 110. If you need a 110 GT score to go do other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Because according to the Army, if your GT score isn't that, then you're not smart enough.
Okay.
Well, I had an 89, so obviously I wasn't smart enough. So I went and took the ASVAB again and got a 114. So now I'm eligible to go into the special operations community, interview, all that stuff, fill out their paperwork. They've got a lot to fill out, send it to them, this and that. And the next thing you know, I get orders. And I tell my leadership, I got orders, I'm out. Well, you can't leave. Wait 90 days or something. I'm like, nope, sorry, got orders. I'm out. Damn it. So we packed up the wife and the girl. Had two now because we just had another baby. And moved to North Carolina.
And you joined? What did you do?
I did the small arm stuff and everything.
For?
Behind the fence. Operations.
And? Let's hear about that. Did you just love that right away?
Yeah. Civilian clothes. Hanging out. First name basis. Doing this, working on guns. Shooting every kind of gun. Testing new guns. Training people. Training Secret Service. Train, because we would show them how to take apart weapons and put them back together and stuff. Operations. Yeah, I did that for 5 years. Did Syria, Erbil, Iraq, first one. Setting up camp there.
Yeah, describe that. Describe that. Going over there, doing that.
Erbil was pretty awesome. I mean, obviously special operations, you're going to live somewhere and live better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not your basic troops like we're living in tents out here and this and that.
Yeah.
We lived in nice accommodations and we got a lot of stuff. Food-wise and all that junk. So that was fun. That was Erbil time. I was the camp manager, Camp NCOIC. And so yeah, that's when Syria started kicking off.
And what year was that?
This was 13.
And when you say Syria kicking, like the ISIS stuff and all that
Yeah,
kind of thing?
the whole ISIS thing.
Yeah.
So you still have Afghanistan going on, but now we have ISIS for some reason up in Syria, and just the mess that the whole thing was, the Middle East was, for the past 20 years.
So were you right on the border of Syria then? And in that town?
We weren't right on the border. We were probably 100 miles away.
Yeah.
So we had to drive from Erbil, and they went and established a new base.
Okay.
But he stayed there. And those were only 4-month tours.
So you went up into Syria then at that point?
Not then.
Okay.
So after Erbil, 4 months later, so then you wait a year.
Oh, I see.
Until a year comes up, and then you go back for another 4 months.
Okay.
So this unit goes for the 4 months.
Yeah.
This unit goes for 4 months. And
pretty intense, the 4 months?
they're working your ass off. Because it's a different world.
Yeah, describe that.
Well, you're going. You're working. But it's a different kind of work. It's not like the big army work.
It's not make work. It's
not like, hey, go over, do that, pick that up.
So you're prepping weapons for certain missions and that kind of thing?
Yeah. I learned all kinds of new weapons and everything working with that unit, so I had to learn all this other stuff, and I got good at it.
What's some of the coolest things you worked with then, weapon-wise?
All the different machine guns, 50 cals, 240s, all that. And then foreign weapons, a lot of foreign weapons, AKs and all that, and mortars. The rocket launchers, did all that. And yeah, everything. Anything that went boom. I worked on,
That's cool.
Played with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was fun. And that was the second one. So that was 14, 15-ish. No, 14.
Was that was in Syria?
Yeah, then my next 4 months, we go to Syria. That's
Okay.
where we have the base camp in Syria. So that's where
And what was that like?
Nice.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Was it sketchy at all for you? Or no?
A little bit. You think about it, but you're not scared of it because it's who you have around, what you have. I mean, we were with the French. French were on this camp with us.
Yeah.
And
where was the camp at?
it was in a old French cement factory that we took over. All right, we'll move here.
Are you getting attacked at this place much or no?
No. But the unit, the dudes, would go out and do attacks further away from the camp, and we would have missile launchers launching from this camp into
Softening up targets wherever they were
Right.
going.
Right. So that was fun, going and hanging out with them.
At your camp, was there helicopters assigned to you guys all the time?
Yeah, we had helicopters. Yeah. It was, special operations, man. They have their own world, and they're taken care of.
Yeah.
Regular Army people over here, suck it up.
They're like the elite athletes
Yes.
in the military.
Yes.
And what were they like? The actual special ops guys?
They're cool. I mean, you have the ones that kick in doors and shoot people and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then you have the support guys like me, but at least they would come to me because they needed their weapon fixed or something, rather than having to go to get some paperwork filled out.
Yeah.
So they come in and they would hang out with us and talk stuff, and
Yeah.
we go train with them.
Yo, how was that? What was that like?
It was good.
Is that like training them on weapons, or you were just? What does that mean when you said train with them?
We support them,
Yeah.
and just in case, for like we went to Nashville, we went to Tennessee for this training exercise. What they were doing, we were doing, and they were doing the helicopter stuff and everything like that.
Like dropping out of helicopters kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One night, this helicopter crashed.
In Nashville?
Yeah, on our camp area.
Wow.
Well, it didn't blow up or anything, but everybody lived, which was good.
Yeah.
So we ended up, just continuing our training, but it was full speed. Go, go, go. It was fun. Good times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did it all end?
Well,
How many times did you go do those 4-month things?
twice.
Twice.
So in 19-ish, my wife wanted to move back to Texas because we were still in North Carolina.
Yeah.
She's like, I want to get home to my mom and dad because they live down here in Bastrop, not very far from us.
Yeah.
That's better than being in North Carolina or Washington State or Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
And move here. Let's go move here now. Let's go move here. So now we're here. And yeah. And I got here. I had to get out of North Carolina. So I had to do some finagling and talking to people and told them the deal about what happened to my wife, getting mugged in the parking lot at the mall in Fayetteville. So we're like, we're out of here. Okay, honey. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. I know you're proactive, but you need to be more proactive. It's time to go. Yes, dear. I still kind of regret it. But
Yeah.
I wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
Can only imagine. So then I get here to Texas, Fort Hood, and it was traumatic. It was the worst thing.
Just coming here, you mean?
Because I'm E7 now. So you go from cool guy world back to the regular Army world. And there's always someone that outranks you that's going to poke you in, the regular Army people.
Yeah.
And it was...
You're just saying because the attitude and everything was so different in that other world.
My attitude, obviously, because I came from
Yeah.
this place and I'm back to here now. And so my mentality is, screw this, I'm better than this.
Yeah.
What I've done, no.
It's like being first class in the front of the plane and then having to go sit at the back. Yeah.
Yep. So I get here and I tore my ACL in North Carolina, but they fixed it. They didn't do surgery on it. They, took care of it and everything, so I could still walk.
Yeah.
But you can't do everything in the Army with a torn ACL.
Yeah.
You can jog, run, and stuff like that, and bend down, but you can't. So when I get here, I go, I show up, and I report in, and this, the first sergeant, so there's a rear D echelon going on because the rest of the unit that I show up to deployed to Poland. So I show up when everyone's deployed. So which means I'm going to deploy. I'm going to be the boss of the arms room of the small arms repair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, screw that. I ain't going. And the first sergeant, she's like, you need to go get your stuff checked out, do all your paperwork and this and that. And okay, I got it. So I go and do all that, the medical stuff. And at the end, I'm sitting there with the colonel, the doctor, and I asked him, I'm like, do you see anything in there about a torn ACL? And he's like, let me see. Oh, you have a torn ACL? I'm like, yes, sir. You can't deploy. We need to get you surgery. In my mind, I'm like, yeah. So I go back to her and it's like, sorry, I can't deploy. I get ACL surgery. What? How did you can't PCS, you can't move. But the way I worked in North Carolina, finagle stuff,
right.
So And he liked me. We got along with everything. I'm like, hey, man, you got to get me home to Texas. My wife's going to kill me. And so, yeah, got my ACL surgery. And then I got my 30 days off and roll back into work. Formation, still on rear D because I can't deploy.
Right.
And it's just same old stupid regular Army stuff. And I mean, Fort Hood is anyway. And then so I'm like, you know what? I've been in long enough. I've spent the past 20 years continuous. Because I extended when I was in Kuwait, I was at 10 years in at this time. And you either get out or you sign the commitment for 10 more years. So that way you can go to retirement.
Right.
Which is like, dun, 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 here you go. 10 more years of shit you just went through.
Yeah.
Or it gets better like it did for me.
Yeah.
So I put in retirement and then got my retirement and then.
Oh, tell me that story to get the colonel to sign your.
Oh, when I go into the S1 and turn in my paperwork, get it signed by the colonel, and they tell me, we're closed right now. We're doing other stuff. And I'm like, screw that. I want to get the hell out of here. Somebody sign my doggone paperwork. I'm going up to the colonel's office. So I go up to his office and, hey, sir, need you to sign my retirement paper. What are you doing? And, he gets all mad. And he calls Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major, get in here. And the Sergeant Major was cool. He's the one that suggested I do retirement. He's like, you've been in a while. You've done enough. Why don't you retire? I'm like, all right, Sergeant Major. And so I went in there and Colonel signed it. And I left. And turned it in. And all that good stuff. And went up to the civilian out processing. Screw the unit. I've learned how to move your way around things, how things work.
Yeah.
Because when you've been in a while, you know how things work.
Yeah.
So I learned all that. And then so I just take it up to the civilians and the ones that out process for retirement. And did that. And then got retired.
You miss it?
I don't miss Hood. I miss North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You miss the special operations stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.